ridiculous rhetoric about, oh, you're anti-Semitic, you want to kill all the Jews. From the river to the sea means the genocide of Jews. No, it doesn't. And they know it doesn't. What they are attempting to do is to silence you with fear. They got the cops out here ready to arrest some college students. Y'all just pay tuition, right? I mean, they got the SJP continuously suppressed their right to organize. GW even shut down their trauma support center because they wanted to hold space for they didn't want to hold space for Palestinians to grieve. Shame on GW! They refuse to accept that they will fail in their attempts to suppress this movement as long as we stay together, as long as we organize and stay united, as long as we stay disciplined and determined for our mission, and as long as we embody samud, or steadfastness, and stand unwavering together. Every warning, threat, removal, dismissal, suspension, or arrest of any student across even one campus in this country ignites the flame and start even 10 more across this country. Because you cannot kill a movement. You cannot take away the power from the people. Today and every day, we will teach them that the power is held by the people. A people who are united, a people who have found strength amongst one another and not through their oppressive system. We will keep fighting until we get an end to all of our university's complicity in the Zionist settler colonial project, an immediate and permanent ceasefire, the end to the 17-year siege on Gaza, the end to the 76-year occupation of Palestine, and until we see liberation of all Palestinian prisoners and the reversal of all Anawa funds. The success of this movement is guaranteed as long as we fight for it. Our collective liberation is guaranteed as long as we fight for it. We will see a liberated Palestine in this lifetime. We are here because our movement is winning. The more wins we achieve, the harder they will try to suppress us. It is them grasping for their power, and we will make sure that they never get a moment of peace. Not here. They will never see peace. Not here, not after their downfall, and not in their graves. Palestine will be free from the river to the sea. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. Palestine
because they're worried that free Palestine is a slogan today. It will be a reality tomorrow. With the declaration of peace, it will be the reality that we will live. They've been committing a genocide for almost 7 months now in Gaza. They haven't broken the will of the people of Gaza. And definitely, they cannot break our will here. Now we know what America stands for. We know what these elite colleges stand for. They're only structured in an imperial project. Israel is only another structure in an imperial project. Zionism is no less evil than white supremacy or any sort of supremacy. But they don't want you to see these facts. They don't want to hear them because they know they cannot engage you on the merits of your argument. If these colleges, if these administrations want to learn anything from you, they have to come and learn moral courage from you. If they want to know what morality is, they have to come and join you here. We elected a president who promised us to restore America's moral authority. Do you see any moral authority? We have a president who continues to justify genocide in Gaza under the slogan of moral clarity. You know, Biden, if you want to learn what moral clarity is, you should be here. They can intimidate, they can threaten, but they will be defeated. Your generation doesn't understand what political correctness is. The only correctness is to stand with human dignity. The only correctness is to stand for what is just, for what's right, with the oppressed, regardless of their background. But their definition of political correctness is to kiss the ring of Netanyahu, to kiss the ring of Trump in the case of Mike Johnson, to kiss the ring of Zionism here in America, imperialism.
Just two friends together. Don't talk or anything.
Oh, fair enough. I'm kidding.
Check. Is it not popping through?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. Okay. So tell me about the movement here, why you're here, and why you believe that this crowd that's growing larger is standing up right now.
So the movement here, I can talk about the Students for Justice in Palestine, and honestly, generally the Palestinian and Arab community on this campus has been facing major repression over the past few years, not even just the past several months. So GW has a pattern of attacking students who are pro-Palestine, attacking its faculty who are pro-Palestine. Even, I believe it was in 2021 when their trauma center wanted to hold an event for Palestinian students who were grieving the loss of their families, grieving their homes being stolen. They started shutting out and trying to intimidate a lot of the faculty there, to the point where the trauma center, which was meant for all students, closed down just because of one Palestinian event. They have a pattern of attacking the SJP and waging false accusations against them for things that there's no evidence of them doing, and all the times the SJP has been acquitted. They even suspended the SJP for really, honestly, minor things that wouldn't have gotten any other club warranted. So there's a pattern on this campus of attacking and targeting and suppressing voices that are trying to speak out for the liberation of Palestine and the freedom of Palestine. So this hasn't just started in the past 6 months. And a lot of the students here have just grown angry, and they've seen the repression of their peers, and they know that it's not right, because it's not just this outward repression, but they also have the investments that the university has. The GW, the George Washington University, is one of the most militarized campuses in the country. It's number 4 out of all the hundreds of universities that there are. And
What does that mean when you say that?
they have some of the largest defense contracts with defense manufacturers, weapons manufacturers, the Department of Defense, CIA, FBI. So they have these huge contracts, and they contribute a lot of research to these oppressive systems. So going back to the student movements, a lot of the students here are like very disgusted by this militarization of this campus and by their tuition money going into these really, really oppressive systems, these oppressive regimes, the exchange programs that GW has, and they're calling on their university to cut these relationships that it has with the Israeli regime, with the Zionist regime, as it continues to oppress, murder, and commit a genocide against Palestinians. You know, it's been 6 months and over 35,000 Palestinians have been murdered at the hands of the Israeli occupation forces, and the U.S. government is just sending more and more money.
So you're calling for divestment, you're standing up, and I'm sure you've heard about the 7 o'clock deadline that they've given you. What goes through your mind when you hear about that, giving you a stop time, calling for this to end?
I think it's honestly really despicable of the administration to try and quell these very reasonable demands from their students. And instead of trying to actually acknowledge them and meet with the students, shut it down completely, try to intimidate them from using their First Amendment rights and being able to protest on their university campus that they are paying to be here. So it is honestly showing that they don't have many cards left. They're trying to repress this movement as much as they want because they are scared of it. They are scared of the change that it will bring, the unified nature of the student body here at GW and across the DMV, since this is also organized by several other Students for Justice in Palestine across the DMV, you know, UMD, UMBC, George Mason, American University, and Georgetown. So it definitely shows that they only really know and speak and reply with violence.
When you see the scenes from other campuses across the country, people being dragged away, kind of tense moments, standoffs with police, what is the feeling that you have inside when you see that?
The feeling I have is honestly, and this is going to be surprising, but it's hope, because the students are continuing to stand up against this repression, because they recognize that this is such a small price to pay for the over 35,000. We don't even know the numbers anymore because all of the ones who are keeping track of the martyrs have been murdered themselves and have been martyred themselves. And so the fact that these encampments are starting to pop up all over the country, even though they're seeing the intense suppression that's going on, is honestly really, really inspiring. And the students are the ones who spark the revolution. They're the ones who spark the movement for change, because they are given the tools, they're given the books to unlearn a lot of the propaganda that they're seeing, and they want to use it.
Are you a student here?
I'm an alum.
And so one of the concerns that they had was that it's growing beyond the students who started the movement here. That there are people who aren't affiliated with the university on campus. That's why we need to shut it down. What do you think when you hear that?
I think when I hear this, I think that these contracts that George Washington has with defense manufacturers doesn't just affect its students. It affects everyone in the District of Columbia, affects everyone across the country, not just in GW, but all these universities who are having the community come out to support the students who are a part of our own community. So it's ridiculous to think that they don't think that their actions have consequences, and that those who are affected by their actions aren't going to also come and fight against the administrations that are helping to build up defense manufacturing, build up the technology for weapons manufacturers. And it's not just the fight for the students, but it's the fight for the entire community.
And just finally, is there a timeline that you're giving yourself, or is this going to continue on until you see some action? What is the end goal, and how long are you prepared to continue this?
So we have been fighting for 76 years. It has been 76 years of the occupation on Palestine. It's been 17 years of the siege on Gaza, by land, by air, by sea. It has been 6 months of a genocide. It has been 6 months and where people have been calling and begging of their representatives, of their administration, to cut ties with this really, really oppressive regime, with this genocidal, with this murderous regime. And the fact that it has gotten to this point, like, this isn't, of course, the first choice. This is after desperate appeals from the community, from the students, to try and enact change. So let me regrain my thoughts. Could you say the question again?
Just here on campus.
Okay, great.
I'll narrow it to here on
Yeah,
campus.
yeah.
How long are you prepared to fight here
how long
on
were you
campus? No, that was great.
Okay, so I guess I'll start. and say on campus, honestly, what I said before still applies. The 35,000 martyrs, 76 years of occupation in Palestine. This movement did not start today with the encampment here. It has been going on as long as Palestine has been occupied, as long as land continues to be stolen, as long as there's still a Zionist settler colonial project and the occupation and apartheid state of Israel. And it will continue to go until there's the total liberation of Palestine, until we get a permanent ceasefire, until the reversal of the UNRWA cuts, until there is the end of the 17-year siege on Gaza, until there's an end of the 76-year occupation of Palestine, until there's the freedom and liberation of all of our prisoners.
Finally, this is my last one, I swear. What do you say to your Jewish alum and students here on the campus? I've seen a few flags, Israeli flags out here as well. What do you say to them who may have questions about what's going on?
Well, I think that question honestly doesn't take into account that there's Jewish people within the crowd as well, and there's Jewish people who have been fighting since the inception of Israel and this project for the liberation of Palestinians, and recognizing that Zionism, what Zionism is a different ideology to what Judaism is, and Zionism isn't a Jewish ideology.
Tell me your name.
Sarah.
You giving your last name? Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate you. Well said.
Thank you. Do you have a card or something? That's something in the future, I guess.
Serving the American people, the majority of believe and ask and demand a full and permanent ceasefire. However, only 8% of our elected representatives are heeding the call. So we have a lot of liberation to do. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, university officials and corrupt politicians are counting on when graduation takes place that you will go home and you will forget. Let them hear us that this movement is unstoppable. This movement is unstoppable.
This is Isabella. My name's Carl.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Selena.
We are not going to slow down.
I'll just ask you a few questions here.
Continue to fight for our own liberation.
Are you with any organization or just a student here? Or?
Yeah, so I'm a student at Georgetown, and I'm with SJP at Georgetown. I'm on the board, and so we with GW students helped organize this and put this together.
Perfect. Okay. That's excellent. You're the perfect person to talk to then. Okay. First of all, give me your name, please.
Selena Al-Shahabi,
Okay, can you spell for me?
SELINA AL-SHIHABI.
And again, explain your involvement in this and behind organizing it.
Yeah, of course. So I'm a Georgetown student. I'm also Palestinian, and I have a lot of family in Gaza. And I'm an organizer for Students for Justice for Palestine. So, we've been seeing after Columbia, we've been seeing a push all across different campuses for encampment, for really pushing the university to divest from genocide, to divest from death. And so we, as well as many other universities in the DMV, such as UMD, GW, American University, decided to put this together and decided to have this encampment to really encourage our universities, specifically encourage GW, because GW has lawsuits against several SJP board members to divest from genocide and to allow freedom of expression and allow students to fight against this genocide.
And when you hear the university saying, okay, great, but you have until 7 p.m. to clear out of here, what's your reaction to an imposed deadline to express yourselves, but okay, get out?
Yeah, honestly, it's really appalling to think that at a university, at a center that should be the kind of the beacon of just freedom for speech, they would tell us, okay, get out by 7. And our response to that is we're not going anywhere. We are not planning on leaving until GW University, until all our retrospective universities divest from genocide, divest from death, and actually take a stand on this ongoing genocide.
And if it comes down to some of the scenes that we've seen across the country, as far as physical removal and standoffs with police, first of all, get your reaction to that. What do you think when you see those kind of scenes?
I mean, it's terribly upsetting to think that students are being suspended and physically removed from their own universities that they are paying tuition to, mainly Black and brown students, which is just disgusting. It's just appalling to think that throughout all of history and everything that went into allowing us to get to the point where we are now, that this is still happening. And at the end of the day, a lot of us are scared, a lot of us are afraid, but that's a risk that we're willing to take, and we're willing to take getting arrested. We're willing to take potentially losing future jobs to tell people all eyes on Gaza. We need to be paying attention to what's going on in Gaza right now. We need to be divesting. We need to be listening to students. We need to be listening to student demands. And that's, for us, what it's going to take. And if that means getting arrested, if it means getting dragged out of here, that's a risk that all of us are willing to take.
And hearing you say that, it sounds like, this isn't a part-time kind of a demonstration here. You're willing to go a pretty far distance here.
Yeah, so we are setting up our own society. We're setting up our own liberated zone. If this system and our universities cannot give us the systems that we want to live in, we're going to create our own system. We're going to create our own liberation zone where we're allowed to make the policies, where we don't have to live in a super Zionist, super capitalist system.
Gotcha. I'm just trying to see what's happening as far as everybody moving out. Is there some kind of a plan to move forward?
I think they're trying to consolidate everyone so that people are going to be, the people in the middle can be protected against arrests.
Okay. Tell me once again.
Selena Al-Shahabi.
Are you splitting time between here and Georgetown?
So I set up here at around 3 a.m. I went back to Georgetown and we had a protest there, and then I led the students from Georgetown back here to GW. Yeah, and also American universities here, University of Maryland, and also George Mason University.
Thank you so much. I'll check back with you. Do you have a contact number?
Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Can y'all still hear me?
What's your number?
571-314-6955.
Okay. All right, I'll lock you in and I'll text you. Thank you so much. Great job.
Marshals that are on the perimeter, they are in yellow vests. They will tell you where to be. Because who keeps us safe? Who keeps us safe? Who keeps us safe? Who keeps us safe? Who keeps us safe?
She was good.
Who keeps us safe?
She was good.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Say it loud and say it clear. Liberation is here.
Revolutionary Party!
How y'all doing? My name is Rafiki Morris. Okay, is there still a line? I'm an organizer with the All African People's Revolutionary Party. And the African Party for the Independence of Guinea-Bissau, Cape Verde. And a coordinating council member of the Black Alliance for Peace. I'm tired of this. I've had enough. We've been going through this too long. And we figured out what the solution is.
All students part of the encampment needs to be in the center right now. All students that are part of the encampment. We are protecting our students because we keep us safe. We keep us safe.
All right, they tell me to keep it short, so I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Smash Zionism. Smash Zionism. Smash Zionism. I don't want my children to come up in a world where there is Zionism. We want to wipe it off the face of the planet. We want to end this Zionist occupation of Palestine today and forever. We want to end settler colonialism everywhere. I said end it everywhere. I said end it everywhere. All right? Stop. Look at your feet. You are standing on occupied land. Israel is not the only settler colony. This is the biggest settler colony in the world. And if you think you're going to liberate Palestine and leave this monster intact, I got news for you. Capitalism and imperialism is based right here. And it must come down right here. You look around, you don't see no Native American people here. You know why? Because this place is named after George Washington. George Washington was a settler. George Washington was a slave master. George Washington was an Indian killer. And every president after him was a settler. They all settlers. It ain't just Joe Biden. What you think Obama was? Represent, but settlers. I hear the talk. I hear the talk about how we gonna set the Congress straight. Well, the only way to set that Congress straight, all right. America is responsible for the oppression and the exploitation of humanity. America is the biggest racist settler colony on the planet Earth. They're responsible for the suffering of African people everywhere. And when we say that our revolution is your revolution, we say it because Africans all over the African continent are fighting against imperialism. Africans in Europe are fighting against imperialism. The fight against Zionism is a fight against imperialism. The fight for our rights in this land is a fight against imperialism. Ain't nothing no Democrat or no Republican can do for us. imperialist enterprise. We're going to free humanity. We have said it before, and we want it to be clearly understood. We want everybody to know that Biden is a Zionist. The president of this university, everything you see around you, is a Zionist institution. You think they brought you here to go to school so you could be smart? No. They brought you here to train you to perpetuate capitalism and imperialism. It's the same reason they're bringing us to Howard University, to George Mason University, to Montgomery College, to Georgetown University. You will notice the names of these schools. Oliver Otis Howard was an Indian killer, a mass murderer. George Mason was a settler colonialist and a slave master. Georgetown University is named after this same pig, George Washington, that stole this land from the native people. And if you really, truly want to end the struggle of our people in Palestine, you have to join us and bring this settler colony to its knees. We will have our freedom. We are not begging anybody for it. We are not asking anybody for it. And if you don't want to come with us, that's okay, because we're going to get it. And the Palestinian masses, and this is where I'm going to end, because of your activity, because of the things that you have done over these past 6 months, the Palestinian people have moved to the forefront of the worldwide struggle against imperialism. I said it before. They say 2,000 years ago, a Palestinian Jew gave his life for humankind. Ain't that right? I want to make sure I'm right, you know. He's born in Bethlehem, right? That's in Palestine, right? And he was a Jew, right? So this Palestinian Jew gave his life for all of you. Today, the masses of the people of Gaza are giving their lives to free humanity from imperialism. We must make sure that they do not die in vain. We want to end it this time, y'all. We're going to bring Israel to its knees. I'm not afraid to say it. They can call it hate speech. They can say whatever they want. I don't care. I've been fighting these Zionists for 50 years. Ain't nothing they can do to me. I'm not afraid. And this time, we're bringing Israel down. We're bringing it out from the river to the sea, from the border of Lebanon and Syria to the Gaza, to the border of Egypt. They say that this is hate speech. I say it's Palestine. This is Palestine. This is Palestine. And we're going to free Palestine. We're going to free Africa. We're going to free the Native American people and bring them off of these reservations and give them their rightful place in this society. That is not my government. That is not my president. That is not my Congress. That is not my White House. This is not my city. I am an oppressed and exploited African who was brought here against my will, and I stand with all of the masses of the people who've been forced to come to this place because they're stealing your land someplace else. liberation of Palestine is our revolution. We make no distinction. We do not say we support Palestine, because you don't support your mother and your brother and your sister. You fight with them because they are you. And Palestine is me, and I am Palestine. And your struggle is our struggle, and we will wage this struggle until our enemies are defeated. Death to capitalism, death to imperialism, death to colonialism, death to Zionism. Long live the Palestinian Revolution, long live the African Revolution, long live the struggle to end imperialism and forward the march of the masses of the people of the world. My name is Rafiki Boris, and I'm an organizer with the All-African People's Revolutionary Party. And we come to you to wage a struggle, and we leave you like we always do, standing ready for the revolution. Thank you very much. No compromise, no retreat, no compromise, no compromise.